So I'll show you where we're walking. So you don't have to watch me looking like this there. So who are you, strange man with me in the yellow blanket?
Well, I'm usually known as Alec Cover on Alder.
Alder cover on the YouTube, because you're on the other side of YouTube today. There you are. So it won't catch your voice too much in the front, but anyway, I'll show you where we're going. Ta-da. We're going through. That's the shop on the right. And look, we've spammed. Every wall has a million of these. So we can show this off.
I'm taking 3 of them with me.
You're taking 3 of those with you?
Yeah.
Oh, the pictures, yeah, because you'll hang them up along the way. So this is an advertisement for our market. We wrote it in Norwegian because most people that we find internationally are going to be getting it through social media instead. But this means Viking Market, October 6th through 9th, 2022, 10 to 6 o'clock. Alle dager means every day. Our theme is Viking, mat og drikke, Viking food and drink. They will be raiding the village. There's going to be about 50 or 60 fighters here, killing each other, but this time we're taking them off the Glima field and letting them kill in the village. So we'll have Viking music, kampoppvisninger, or fight shows and demonstrations, although they will have proper battles with a winner. Salgsboder means we'll have sales tents of handcrafts only. Guided turer, so guided tours if you want. Aktiviteter og leker, activities and games. Inngang, or the entryway, included guided tour or aktiviteter. So the entryway with the guided tour and everything is all 205 for grown-ups and 98 for kids. Ta-da! That was my advertisement portion for today. So we'll head out to the fjord because it's beautiful today, but it's a little bit, well, it's nice overcast.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Getting a little on the chilly side now. Gas prices are going down for those. It's no longer 28 kroner. It's down to a whopping 21. And lately, unleaded has been cheaper than leaded. It's usually the other way around. Leaded is usually cheaper than unleaded. Busted! So this is the struggle of the Viking life. Getting the shoes off in the biggest, longest laces ever. I'm actually wearing mine today, so you'll see how you tie them. I never thought of that, but that's actually something people ask questions about. But my question is, how do you keep them from going untied?
That's friction.
You haven't figured it out yet either? No. And you can see the bells on his shoes. Why do you have bells on your shoes, Rune?
Because sometimes I get lost, and when I get lost, I just follow the belts, and then I get out again.
Yep, so if you can't hear him, I don't know if the microphone picks him up, but yes, he has bells on his shoes because sometimes he gets lost, and so if he gets too lost, he can just follow the sound of the bells and find his way home.
Yeah. That's the idea behind it all.
Yeah. You have different laces than I do. Is it just one long lace on your shoes?
Yeah, only one long.
Oh.
Maybe it would be better with...
No, you're actually, this is kind of interesting. I'm interested in watching how you tie your shoes because they're different than mine. What kind of shoes do you have? You have the...
I have Oslo shoes.
Get by with them as fast as, the other shoes.
I have 2 sets of shoes. The first set was some Danish shoes, and then the new set that I have is Oslo.
But you have to have the laces above this muscle.
Yeah, you have to have the lace above your calf muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they will just fall.
Yeah, that I actually have the same thing with my mucklucks. Have to be like that too when I tie them. And it has to be pretty tight around the calf. Ta-da! So these are mine. Mine are different than his. Mine wrap around. So I have to have a knot on the back. I have to tie a single knot on the back behind the strap. Everybody's upside down now, so too bad. Skål. Coffee. That's unfortunately a more realistic, but they were on the other side of the wall now, so you can do it. We're going down to the fjord until the people are out.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Have to see who's here now too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. I don't know who's going to be first if you're not here. Who's competing with you to be first? You think Charlotte's first?
Oh, no.
Nope, Garcia beat Charlotte, I think. Nope, Charlotte is here. Hi, my brother is here today. The first one always gets hidden.
Yeah.
And then Garcia is here as well. Raining there. It just started to rain a little bit here, so maybe we're on twin time with you. Who else? She says, what are you working on, Charlotte? That we all want to know. What are you working on, Charlotte? And how are you feeling? Charlotte got COVID about a week after me. Yeah. But it's not her first time at the rodeo. For me, I lost my COVID virginity. So I didn't know what to expect, but she's a pro now. And Heidi says hi. Heidi Lisette, his sister. Aunt Bonnie's here. She says it's cool. And they got rain overnight too. Can't believe the leaves are starting to yellow. Good reason to stay in. And so on my way here, this is actually greener than it looks, but on the way up here, when you're at the top of those mountains, it is completely speckled. There's a little bit of yellow there, but it's like yellow. Every other tree is yellow now, and they're all birch. What I do kind of miss is the Minnesota maple, the maple we have in Minnesota, where they turn orange and red.
Yeah, orange.
Yeah. You have some maple trees here, but not in this part. This is all birch or pine.
You can still see the aftermath of that.
Yeah, where the trees got flattened. How does that show up on YouTube for you when you see it? The tree, because it's different in real.
Yeah, you can see like right there. You can see it's very flattened, and it's still on that one as well.
Yeah. Did you notice that right at the top of here, there's a new waterfall? Right now it's a little on the dry side because it needs to rain some more. But was that there before? Because I don't remember that waterfall before the last avalanche.
It probably was covered by the trees.
Maybe, yeah. That's probably it.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is those trees aren't dead. They're still producing a lot of green. Those fallen ones. They just got knocked down by the...
They refused to die.
They refused to die. No, they got the shockwave. I'll try to hold the camera up a little bit here.
I took a little walk all the way to the rainbow thingy.
Rainbow Fall, waterfall, yeah.
Waterfall. And then a little bit further from there, and then I walked back again because I had to go to the toilet.
This is something actually I've got in my bag with me, but I'll show it again. This is what the nettles look like now. They're almost done. But I saw one of the new tricks, and I'll say it again later, that I found on Pinterest or something, or maybe YouTube. There you can see a little bit better. If you leave them, you don't necessarily have to pick them and harvest them now because we've got so many that we don't need to harvest more. But if you leave these and you pick them in the spring when the snow goes away, they're almost like they're already redded for you. Because I'm finding that the nettles that I left outside the house last year and didn't get to are actually making a softer fiber than the ones that we dried. So I didn't know that, but the snow, sitting under the snow all that time, it rets them for you. So there you go. You could even see some of the fiber in it. Huh?
2 dogs.
That's okay, I just don't film the dogs. So we can cut through the fence. Beautiful day.
So I work mostly part on that area over there and this part.
Go stand over there so they can see how tall it is, because it's shrunk since you've made them. Albert made these, so it's nice to have a picture of Albert with them. He said he helped with that side right next to him there, and the other side over there where he was pointing.
And we went that way over there to pick up these branches.
Yeah, all the ones in the woods over here?
No,
Oh yeah.
behind the.
Oh, you had to go and get them all the way from over there then?
Yeah, so we had a tractor pick us up, so they had a hanger.
Yeah.
And we sat in the back of that, drawing back and forth and lumping it off here.
This was actually, I don't know when they opened this up, but that was actually closed the whole time until this year for some reason. They just suddenly opened it there. So you built it all the way around. Well, yeah, and if people stand on them and they'll crunch in a second now. It actually used to go even further down originally, but yeah, it was 2018 you built these? 2018, I think.
October.
By the way, look what the...
1st to 4th. Oh God, that's beautiful.
I know, I don't know if you can see if it... You have to...
Yeah, they can.
The last rays of light. I have to, we're like just behind something to see, but look how pretty. It's like the evening glow, but yeah. So we're headed towards dark season. We've got, what, about 3 weeks left of light, of sun? And then it won't come. This is now 6:10 probably. And the sun has just gone down behind the mountain there on the right. soon it won't go higher than the mountain line, and then we lose the sun. Probably about 3 weeks, maybe right after daylight savings. And no, end of October. No, we got about 5 weeks maybe. I'm sorry, I'm taking the sun away. We're gonna go sit. Let's see. I didn't bring anything to sit on, so but if the grass isn't wet. It's okay. Okay, so what are you guys working on? I saw Garcia had something recently on YouTube or on the Facebook group. I have to suddenly remember what it was now. Oh, I got to go through YouTube or Facebook this week anyway. I had a little bit more time. Once I started feeling sorry for myself and clinging to the sofa for sleep. It's pretty out.
Yeah. So you see where there's like a lot of rocks there. I walked past that.
You walked past that?
Yeah, into the forest line, and then walked about 140 meters more, and then came back again because I had to go to the toilet.
So where's the toilet over there anyway, Albert?
Back here.
Yeah.
I'm not going number 2 in that area.
It was a number 2 visit, so he's not just going to make a donation. How in the hell did you walk along that way and not get hit by a single rock? That's a rock slide. That thing has been avalanching like mad.
It's actually quite like debris free over there. Surprisingly, I was thinking like, it's probably like a lot of debris there, but it's quite not a lot.
One little rock falls off that thing, and it's like, ow.
Yeah, you could see there was like pavement over there as well, which surprised me a lot, and you can see the indents in there where the small rocks have like landed
and
first.
went ka-chunk.
And then it's like slide, and there's a car parked over there as well. It's a red car.
Yeah, they should never park there. That's the one where somebody got their camper walloped by there's a red car somewhere about there. I don't know. Oh no, there it is. It's just to the right. I see it there. Yeah, right about. Oops. Yeah, you got to be way out. There. Anyway, that's where the camper got walloped by the rock slide. But right there's my finger, and there. Okay. Right about there, that's where the tunnel goes through now. And the reason that tunnel exists to get to Baka, which is the next little tiny village, is because of those rock slides. They go right over the road and they have to clear it constantly.
Yeah, you have to. There's a river going by there now.
Yeah.
It's probably from the.
Oh, you can see the road. Yeah.
Yeah, you see it barely.
Yeah, you can see it shows up. But so there's constantly rocks over that thing, so they've kind of.
Yeah, I would not.
It's a tunnel.
No. There's no road left over, but like literally at where you, there's like literally a dip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't drive there anymore.
No.
No, it's completely.
I've
gone.
never tried to drive that, but I don't know. I don't think I'd have the guts to walk there either, because I'd be afraid I'd get pummeled by a rock. Okay, so you have rocks of anorthosite. Should we sit over here? Maybe then we can lift this higher. Yeah. So we have a bunch of tour guides in the village right now. That's why we're coming out here. They came in just at the end of closing time, and we can sit here though because it's got to have the camera on us. I have to just sit. I'm getting too old for this. There we go. I can pull it up. So there are a bunch of tour guides that come in and they get an inspection of the town. It sounds like an inspection, but basically we show them everything that we have to offer, the big hall and what other things we can do. And then they know exactly what they can sell for their tour operators. You got your glass? Oh, show. Okay, now I can turn the camera. But this picks you up, by the way, just fine sound-wise. Ta-da!
So this is from Birka.
Yeah, should we show it? It's Birka, B-I-R-K-A. Did you buy this one in our store?
Yeah.
When did we get this? It's a blue.
It's been in the store. It's been in the outside display. So it was last time I was here. There was 3 of them, and then one got sold while I was here, and now that's the last one.
It's making such a nice blue, but I don't know if it's showing up. Though.
Yeah, it's very nice blue.
Well, that is cool. Everybody finds the fun stuff. You have to. Okay, so now it's been a long time since you've been. Prude is late again. Damn it! No, I'm just kidding. She's apologizing. I have to catch up on chat too, but I'll flip through real quick. But you should. I'm going to zoom it on you.
What?
I am. I'm going to do it. Oop, not me. Other way. There we go. You are wearing something you have to explain because you haven't been on in a while. So if people haven't been here for a while, they haven't seen. You almost kind of have to show the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll catch up and see what Garcia made and such. Oh, now we got to stand up that other way there. Fine that you
No. Basically what I did is just found everything that fit together and just sewed it together. That's about it.
I love it.
It took me a month to find pieces that would actually fit and not be a nightmare to sew.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about the wool is that you don't have to hem the edges.
Oops. No, I threw it in the wash for 90 degrees twice.
To make sure it won't shred. Yeah. No, I like that about wool, that it won't do that.
There
we go.
It's none of the edges on this tunic is hemmed, except for where it's stitched.
Yeah.
So.
And you hand stitched it all. I watched you even patching the patches.
Yeah.
Ashley's here. Good morning, everyone. She's been making some really nice tablet weaving.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's really good at it now. Nelly's here. It's raining as well in Finland. I think it's raining. Well, we need the rain, so I think that's good. She had to use a spindle in public for today. Well, there you go. Oh, it's spin in public day today. Good thing I did that. I didn't know. I didn't know that. I should get to do that. Kiwi's here from Bergen. Door not good. Said, oh no, Charlotte. Door not good. And then Karin is here. Hello, we're good. How are you, by the way? Karin wants to know.
I'm doing fine.
So if you've seen Alder cover on YouTube, that's who that is. Oh, nope, Charlotte's COVID passed away. Okay, see, I've only been, I think I went
passed away. Okay.
It passed away.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I think everybody wants it to pass away. I had mine, I was positive for 9 days, I figure.
I was positive for 11.
But I still got pretty, I mean, I got away with it quite easily. I literally was just super, super tired.
Yeah.
And a slight cough.
Yeah, I lost my voice for 2 days and then got completely knocked out, tired, and then after a while I just had this cough that wouldn't go away.
I think that's what kind of Greg got too. Nobody else has gotten it though, but I don't. But yeah, he had that one too. Bonnie said, so what are the team making with their fabric? Oh, the twins. I have to make them Viking clothes. I don't think I brought any with me, but I can show them maybe next week because next week I have to send from Vespi. So anyway, they need a full set. They need, let's see, I'll zoom out of view. Turn it back here. They need a hood each. I got one hood done. They probably won't have any embroidery on it. Don't have time for that. But the hood is essential because it's getting colder. So if it's raining, that works. Mine is longer than it historically is found, but for me it works like a raincoat. It's 2 layers of wool. So unless this thing is wet, it will resist most of the rain and keep you dry. But if it is thoroughly wet, it has to thoroughly dry out before it'll work again. Once it's wet, it's like a sieve. But for the most part, it keeps me dry. Let's see, turning it down a little bit. I need to make them an underdress that goes underneath the apron dress. So both of them are going to get it. Well, Cecilia's going to get a tunic. Alex is going to have an underdress. It's called a sark. It's basically your Viking underwear. So I'm showing you my underwear. Alex wants a selleshula or an apron dress like this one. And then Cecilia wants pants like you have. I'll turn it on to you. Yep, she wants those too. She doesn't want the baggy pants. She wants the ones like you have. Yeah. And a tunic more like yours, I think. And then she also is going to get a kaftan. Is it kaftan or kaftan? Kaftan, yeah. It's the one that crosses in front like this. You have it's like a coat, like a cardigan type coat. And you wrap one side this way and one side this way, and it's cut so that you get this kind of a... You had one actually, didn't you?
Yeah, I have one. In the
Karl's wearing one if he comes out. He has to just wait for the group to be gone.
Behind us.
We probably should have sat the other way and had this nice view. We're looking at the kayak center. I'm too lazy to move, so too bad. Okay, what are you working on?
Well, I have 3 unicorns here.
3 unicorns?
Yeah, sadly that got left there from last year.
Oh, let's see.
So this here is my new under tunic that I'm going to be making.
Is this the silk?
This is the muslin wool.
Muslin wool, okay, yeah.
And this is hand dyed in the village actually.
I remember now.
Yeah, so I don't remember who I bought from the ones that were done.
Oh, yeah, Trondheim.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that.
So I bought it from them.
Oh, yeah, she had a lot of that muslin and she was dyeing it off to get any.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
I bought that from them, and then I
plant did not die. The plant died. No, it's plant died. Oh, and you have string to match.
Oh yeah.
It's
That
hiding
one
in
I
there.
bought from Lise. No, it's not Lise.
Lila.
Lila.
Yeah, she does really pre-plant drying.
Yeah, so I bought both of them there. That one I bought at Borre in 2019 when I met you there.
Yeah, I remember this one too.
Yeah.
This was a nice thick one.
Yeah.
This is about the same kind of fabric I just got this weekend with my kids, but it's gray. I
That
thought
one
this was a good
is-
one for pants.
Yeah, that one is dyed with nuts. I don't remember.
Is it oak or walnut?
Walnut.
Yeah, the walnut shells. Not the meat, by the way. If you use the actual nut, you will have peanut butter all over everything.
So
That's pretty. It's very even too. When I
yeah,
dye, it's blotchy.
both
Oh, I like it
both of these are. And then this one here is Tablet Woman.
Is this tablet woman?
Yeah, it's
Ah.
just plain.
I thought it was like
this
a
is
hiddle.
natural wool.
To
That's the belt for the pants.
yeah,
I got it. She.
that's quite cool to see it when
She's
it's
from
plain.
the Balkans. She lives in Bergen. I don't remember what her name is, but she
Not Yenny.
Slovenia.
Hmm.
I should check my phone because she makes a lot of she makes a lot of tablet weaves, and I bought some from her in 2020.
Ah, yeah.
So I was thinking like I need
It's pretty with that color. I like the shading on it.
yeah,
I think
it's
it picks it up.
complete natural as well. So it's
Hmm. Oh, that'll be good.
yeah. So that's gonna be the belt for this.
The belt for the pants that we just showed. Dig out a pattern here.
Slovanka weaving on Instagram.
Slavanka weaving. Okay.
This.
Oh, Svetlonska weaving. She's coming
Yeah.
to the market.
Yeah.
I can show that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's coming to the market in a couple of weeks, or
So-
in October.
So I ordered it from her.
She's got more followers than me. That's not. I'm not worried.
She's quite nice.
Yeah.
I have only met her once. That was without even knowing that was her.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I recognized the name before the face, I think, but I would probably
Yeah,
see her once. I just might not put it together.
I think that was at Borre I met her.
So I'm working with the hair. Oh, she is very good and nice. This is Karin, by the way.
Yeah.
I should catch up a little bit here while you're digging. Charlotte says, fun to see you, Albert.
Hi.
Then Pruda said, did you see the drama in the Nalbinding group yesterday? You know, and the funny thing is somebody shared that. It was Garcia shared me the link. That was it. I see it, Karl. It's The Walking Dead. I was thinking our background wasn't that pretty, but then you showed up. Aww.
Am I hiding your fog?
Well, we're focusing on the wrong part of you. That's better. Are they still in the village?
Yeah, they went into hydro.
Yeah, because it's a little bit wet here, but it's not too bad yet. You want to sit on the ground with us?
We could be trolls and go on the bridge.
Yeah, that might be an echoey sound. Yeah, no, so the drama in the needlebinding group. There was this really cool textile link about old clothes or whatever. I don't know if it was Viking or not. Garcia sent me the link and I didn't get to check it. And all of a sudden I get this message from Kelsey, who is the the creator of the Nalbinding group. And she says, a lot of crazy going on in the needlebinding group today, and I didn't get to see it. I was driving to Gudvangen. So she gave me a recap anyway. Somebody, Regina, no, it was, Rhonda had posted this link anyway, and I got to get the link back from her because I never got to read the article, and I really wanted to read the article, but at some point it might have mentioned witchcraft or paganism, I don't know what. Maybe it didn't mention it at all, but all of a sudden, apparently, there was this huge explosion of paganism versus Christianity. It got so ugly that one person got booted. The post was removed completely, and a big shame on you was posted. And poor Rhonda's like, I didn't mean to cause it, but the problem was not with the link. It was nothing wrong with the link. It was, I mean, maybe it wasn't needlebinding related, but it was textile. So in my opinion, it's kind of close enough. And it wasn't anything, nothing with it, but it's the commenters went absolutely apeshit. Christianity, paganism. I don't know. I didn't see it. I kind of wish I had, but at the same time, I have a lot of stuff I got to do and not a lot of time to do it in. So it's probably a good thing I didn't see it.
I've seen that argument so many times that when I see it, I just ignore it now.
We won't relive it here, but anyway, because we are religiously and politically neutral here.
And whatever fight people have is generally quite important to them. So I don't go and knock on people's doors and try to convert them in any direction. But if somebody tries to convert me, then all bets are off. Then I'll try to deconvert you, and I'll try to deconvert your children if I get a hold of it.
So my little brother, he has a religion, not going to say what anyway, but he loves it when another very strong-willed religion shows up on his doorstep and wants to inform them about their religions. I'll let you figure out which these religions are. But anyway, my little brother has been to theology school at the university level for 7 years. He invites them in and sits them down and debunks everything they thought they believed in. I don't know how he's got the guts to do that, but yeah, you would get along with him really well.
I do the same thing.
You would do the same thing.
I don't use my coffee maker because I drink iced coffee. Except when Jehovah's Witness comes to the door.
I wasn't mentioning the religion. Shame on you.
There is just one religion that knocks on people's doors.
Yeah, okay.
There wasn't a big secret here.
No, but I will actually be quite nice and say I actually do have some Swedish friends that are in that group. They're very nice people. But anyway, okay, enough about that. So apparently that's what the drama was about. Alberta says she has a question for Karl. In which texts do we find tales of Njord and, having a hall where he collects souls of the drowned? I might have read that. Find tales of Njord having a hall where he collects the souls of the drowned.
I would say it's certainly one of the Eddas, but I don't know for sure which one. I would guess there are references to his hall in the older Edda in the poem where Thor is trying to fish the Midgard serpent because him and Tyr are staying over with Njord at the time.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to borrow his pot because it was the only one that was big enough to brew beer for everybody.
Yeah.
And I guess that it's a long time since I read it, but I guess it is in this story his hall is described because they are physically there.
Yeah. So she was also saying that she was all upset because we've heard the idea before, maybe not quite the exact same details though, but she thought that during the market we should have a collection of the feet anyway, and the reacting to see who has the prettiest feet or whatever. And I'm thinking of we brought it up actually with the prettiest feet contest or something. You basically hold up a big thing of fabric, have the guys take off their shoes, hide around, and show their feet.
Yes.
But
you were familiar
with. Well, we're not just talking about the prettiest feet competition though. We actually thought of, or it was after Greg told the story about Njord and Scotty. I think we need to get couples or singles, one or the other. Either need to be singles and you need the women to go and stand by the feet they think they might want and find out then as you drop the veil who it is on the other side. Or you take couples and have to try to find their mate's feet. You, on the other hand, would be flippin' easy to figure out.
Yeah. Well, some people have the lights on.
Some people have the lights up.
It's.
But what do you think? Do you think we could pull that one off during the market? That'd have to be kind of organized.
It depends on who is the organizer of it.
Well,
if you have somebody who can pull it off as a joke, then excellent.
You kind of
if it turns out to be some kind of perverted foot fetish thing, then we should probably avoid it.
Ooh, foot fetish. I've seen your feet. I definitely don't have a foot fetish.
You're talking about my feet quite a lot for a woman who doesn't have a foot fetish.
I know. Okay, so that was that question. I saw Nell saw something big too. Needle binding kept living on in Nordic countries. So not all the knoll binding is, and not even the most of it is Viking. No, this is true. The link comes from later times when the knoll binding is connected to Nordic purposes. No, there's very little find of needle binding in the Viking Age. We just know that they've found it. There's some, but there's a lot of finds that are older than the Viking Age, and even more that are younger. But
no, then the thing is that the amount of finds is not necessarily a strong correlation to how common something was in the actual Viking Age. Just use helmets as a case in point. 2 full helmets, some fragments of other helmets. I would think they were probably more common than that.
And this is worldwide too, right?
It's Viking related, but worldwide. One is from Norway, the other one is from England.
You also had a good theory as to why you think that the Viking helmets were more...
I think there are some
more existed
things
than we
that will be extremely underrepresented if most of what we find from the Viking Age is grave finds. And if there is something you don't put in the grave, something you use day to day but you don't put in the grave, then you will very rarely find it.
Anyone know what that is? Something that you use day to day that's...
A helmet would be a good example, most likely, because I'm not sure about the Jarm helmet, but the Jarmundbu helmet was actually a grave find. The Coppergate helmet was thrown down a well. The Sutton Hoo helmet was a grave find, and Vendel helmets of Sweden are also grave finds. But it would look to me like the Vikings at some point just decided that, hey, why are we burying with the helmet? Are we expecting Odin to hit him over the head as soon as he sees him? Maybe we should show a little bit more faith in our gods and just send him to Odin's hall without a helmet. And also the helmet could be useful for his son, because when you're already dead, massive head trauma is not really a big deal. But if you're still alive, you might want to try to avoid that. Also, outdoor clothing. Because they are expecting some kind of hall life, no matter which hall they are ending up in. So they're probably going to spend most of their evenings indoor in a well-heated hall. And you expect Odin will pay his power bill. So you don't send people there in their midwinter clothing, just like you don't bury people in Nehru jackets nowadays. So the great big debate about furs.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Of course you don't find any furs because you're not they're not
Remind what the big debate is about furs for those who haven't heard it.
well,
Not everybody's
it's
a
not
Viking.
really a big debate. I would say
One person here made it a huge debate. Pete.
yes, but I'm with Pete on this one.
Yeah.
I'm actually agreeing with
No,
what
I
he
am
says.
agreeing
He's
with Pete
just
too.
saying it a little bit too much maybe. But if something even if you have even one find of something, then you know it existed in the Viking Age, and you can't really say anything more than that. So the one sock in York shows that socks existed in York.
Oh, no, it shows
If
that they only wore one sock at a time.
If this was the one unique, super secret, holy needle-bound sock that was the only one of its kind, then it's very rare that we found it.
Nope, I agree with that assessment.
Yeah, it's like in Ålesund, there's this old settlement. There's like only there, and there we found there's been found a lot of shoe soles and fragments of shoes. Like a lot of that fragments.
That's where Pete worked.
Not in Ålesund, no.
No. I'm not saying that.
And
The Pete of his time, anyway.
yeah. And there they actually had showed a lot of the fragments of the different types of shoes that was there, and a lot of them are the ones that, like, for example, you are using. One of the ones that was found, the type that was found up there. So it's crazy to me this thing that like the Jarm helmet that was found by workers in a ditch by the river.
Yeah, so it's not a grave find.
No, it's not a grave find. It was found in a ditch.
Yeah, no, that figures.
That's why people were very, very skeptical for it for a very long time.
Yeah. And then it's an Anglo-Saxon helmet, but the Coppergate helmet in York was thrown down a well. And it's from right before the Viking Age, an Anglo-Saxon. And York fell to the Vikings. So I kind of imagine this Anglo-Saxon noble as his last act of defiance before he falls to the Vikings is, well, at least you fuckers are not getting my helmet. Bloop.
It's kind of like Valentin did with his shoes before he left. He burned them all on his last day. Maybe that would be it. I'm not leaving my shoes behind. Okay, fine. I'm just like to add drama.
Yes. Maybe the problem was that all the Vikings were French, so they burned everything.
Yeah, Valentin is French, by the way. No. He was fed up with his shoes breaking all the time, and so instead of repairing them one last time, he just chucked them in the fire when it was season's over. Burn. That's when we weren't open in the winters. Actually, back then, I have some stuff to catch up on here.
There's I think there was. There's also the big debate.
Oh, there was more
about,
to Max is writing too.
like certain
Yeah.
armors and stuff like that. What was common because you have those laminaire things that kept getting found in Hattebu or Birka or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I had the wind in my mic. Please tell me it's better now, by the way.
But there again, they only find fragments.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a little bit too much guesswork. Whenever somebody makes a lamellar armor for Viking Age,
And
they might be right, they might be wrong. It's hard to say.
And also-
It's something that existed, but we don't know what it looked like, basically.
yeah, and if it was an addition to the chainmail or if it was something completely
Is the wind
different.
still in the microphone, by the way? I didn't catch that till it was... Oh, the sound is good now. Okay, good. Continue.
It is reasonable to assume that their lamellar armors would look a lot like the Byzantine ones. And you have contemporary Byzantine lamellar armor. And the Vikings would have seen those.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's a big military secret. As soon as you take one look at them, you kind of understand how they're made.
Ashley's working on Absolutely Nuts tablet weaving and needs some encouragement to finish it. Okay, I'm going to give you some encouragement. In order to finish it, because I have one that's been sitting on the loom now for ever, no, for about a month and a half maybe. The encouragement to finish it is as soon as it's off the loom, you can start a new one. That's even more insane.
And also, you should try to do it in front of other people. Because
Oh, yeah.
tablet weavers are the nobility of the craftsmen.
Yeah. I think
Needle binding peasants have nothing to compare.
I end up spinning in front of tourists more than needle binding because it gets the instant wow, and then they come back and say, and then what's this? And then you show them a little bit, and then they come back after their tour anyway and ask for more about needle binding. But when the tour walks by, then I'll spin for them because it's instant. You can see quite quickly what's going on. Otherwise, it's like watching Grandma knit a sweater while Karl talks about textiles. Or it's a little slow going. Let's see, there was more here. I saw Max was here. Max Brandt said something.
They're looking at us.
Oh, the birds are looking at us. They're not looking at us. They're looking at Karl.
What, do I look like Karin?
No, but we need to. Your hair looks like they could make a nest in it, so we're working on it. I cut his hair a little bit. He's going to get more of a haircut. Notice the length? Right there, it's shorter now. That's the length of it now. Before it was longer than his beard. It was as long as Albert's is now. We got to braid that too, by the way.
Yeah.
See if we can get some time before you go.
Tomorrow maybe.
Yeah, tomorrow. We'll have to do it early though,
I have to.
because I have to leave halfway through the day.
Mm.
Yep. Garcia says she's reading up on Viking weaving. Oh, I have to do some reading on that too. There was that Max wrote. When people think about Nalbinding, it's always assumed to be Viking, but I don't think that it could be, since not all Nalb items were done by a Viking, and whoever came up with it. With that is a stereotype. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And that's what Nell was actually commenting on earlier, because I see she wrote in right after that. Nope, exactly. I agree with you too. They all think Viking Age and they all think Scandinavia. It is done all over the world. Actually, I think the most bigger stereotype for me, but I'm probably alone in this one, is I think Egypt when I think needle binding. But
Yeah, there's
I think
quite a
Egypt,
lot.
because that's even older.
Yeah, but they have a
Arlene's
very
here
good
too.
climate to preserve organics like forever. So you'll find more in Egypt than you will find most other
Yep,
places.
yep. Arlene was late because she's wallpapering the kitchen. It would be nice if you wanted to come and paint our kitchen. It's a lot easier than wallpaper, and I've been trying to do it all summer. I don't have time. And then I saw that Maria's here as well, and she's driving, so she's just here to listen. So one thing to remind you on is, if any of you want to make a needle binding Christmas pattern or join in on the Christmas Advent calendar, it's getting to the time where a prepared person, that would not be me, but somebody who's very wise with their time and such, would start making the pattern to submit to the Christmas Advent knoll binding calendar. I would do that now instead of like finishing it at midnight when it's due.
I am way too wise with my time to do any kind of crafting.
Yeah, no.
I have this pile of shame, so
You have the pile of shame too. We all have a pile of shame. I have a huge pile of shame. I make
Yeah.
everyone feel better about their piles of shame.
like literally, you remember that I had
Yeah.
to like sew this there. It got worse when I left,
Yeah.
and my Ina had to like sew it back up again
Oh, really?
before I came here.
You have to see Karl is the hole or the patches on the back of his cloak are starting to fall off like a scab, and I still haven't gotten to finish them yet.
Yeah, it was like it was so bad because it was like from here all the way to here.
Oh yeah, so you were the indecent exposure Viking for a while there, unless your girlfriend didn't save you. Thank you, Ina. My brother wants Karl to talk bokmål, says Charlotte.
Jeg kan ikke skjønne hvorfor I helvete du har lyst til å høre noe sånt. Det høres helt jævlig ut. Det umulig å snakke den dialekten uten å høres ut som en prepubertal liten jente.
So Karl doesn't like to speak bokmål because he says it makes him sound like a little girl. Now, Karl, Sogna-dialekten or whatever your dialect is, Selje.
Nei, min dialekt høres mye mer normalt ut. Det ikke Sogna-dialekt, så selvsagt. Jeg ikke fra inni en eller annen klam fjord. Jeg fra ute ved kysten. Viktig forskjell.
Jeg snakker bokmål. I speak bokmål.
Yes, but you are a little girl, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what my dialect is.
Oh yeah, let's see. What are you gonna do? Oh, you were here when we had the beer tasting, didn't you, for Christmas?
No.
Oh, you have to come because we have to read the labels in the dialect of the Norway.
Yeah, it's like I have a mix between Stavanger and Sandnes, and
okay, so when we get the Stavanger beer, you're reading the back of
God
it.
no.
Okay, do the Stavanger's dialect.
Det är som väldigt
You have the
yeah, så ra.
Yeah.
Stavanger. Stavanger dialekten.
Stavanger. Stavanger.
dialect. It's like there's a historian YouTuber who makes like short videos about it, and he's currently in Stavanger right now, and he was at the bunkers in Sola.
Yeah.
And the way he said Stavanger was so weird.
Yeah.
It was like Stavanger.
Stavanger. That sounds like me.
Yeah, it was. He made the ing sound so weird. He had a J in it.
Yeah.
The way he said it, and it was like, oh, okay then.
That's a good one. Okay, there you go. Nope, I think Karl som snakker bokmål är mer koseligare. I think it's much better at him speaking him bokmål. Oh, no, I didn't think Max was angry about the person who was calling the stereotypes. He's just wondering why they disappointed at them for making the assumption. Yeah. I agree, and it's our job to correct them in a very nice way. Oh, but do you know about this find, this find, this find, this find, this find? How about the one that was in the bottom of my drawer just last week? That's very modern.
But from our perspective as Vikings, very little things are uniquely Viking.
Yeah.
So anything they did, we will call Viking when we are dealing with tourists. And that goes through everything from boat building, blacksmithing, beer brewing. These are things that everybody does.
Yeah.
But the Vikings have their own little flair on it.
Okay, I have to read that. Well, for one, Garcia's still working on her sweater. Good, I'm glad. Don't be too fast. You're going to make me look bad. That's not what I was laughing at about, though. I forgot that she was making a sweater. That's right. Kaya, your sister is here, Karl. She says, you don't need a helmet at Valhall. Your head grows back every night.
That's also true.
So why would you have to grow a new head every night in Valhall? Would you like to explain that one for the dummies of me?
I think people are kind of wrong. This is me guessing and reading between the lines. I think people are kind of wrong about Valhall if they think it's meant to be this warrior's paradise where you fight and feast all the time. You fight and feast all the time, but that's not meant to be a paradise. It's meant to be a boot camp for Ragnarok. Odin knows that he is going to cause a very spectacular and very devastating draw in the Battle of Ragnarok, but he wants to make the best showing that he possibly can. So he wants the best warriors and he wants them to train. So when you die as a warrior and you're not picked by Freya, so you end up in Valhall with Odin, then it's basic training from now until Ragnarok. And then you'll probably die, almost certainly die. And permanently this time.
Permanently this time. So you're only mostly dead.
But you have an opportunity to have a lot of fun before that, particularly if you like to fight.
Yeah, the other thing is like we don't know what happens in Freya's hall, do we?
No.
But she's the goddess of love and fertility, so it might you could imagine what goes on in
You are allowed to make some assumptions there.
Yeah.
Also, it's reasonable to assume that most women end up there anyway. So Freya doesn't have to do all the work.
Yeah, because she's the mother of all Valkyries as well.
Apparently she doesn't mind the work, though. Freya. By the way, your sister also says, haha, broder min høres ut som en gammel norsk film. When you're speaking bokmål, your sister says you sound like an old Norwegian film, and she's not wrong, actually.
No. Well, I think...
You did not want to see Albert's crotch. No, I didn't show you his crotch, but believe me, it's sewn. I looked.
I think Rune's
In front of
guiding
him.
kind of sounds more like an old Norwegian movie. It sounds like Filmavisen.
Yeah, it does, actually, yeah. Runa's guiding. Yeah, do it. Do the Runa
Her
guiding.
har du vikingen i sitt rette element. Han en artig krabat.
No, is that Runa or is that Roger?
It's a little both, I think.
Little of both, yeah. What is let's see. Oh yeah, Charlotte, by the way, has a lot of laughing letters. H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A. Anyway, tusen tack. He laughed so hard. So that's good. You might want to do you have like an encore performance in your bokmål?
I can speak the dialects.
I know, but it's so fun to listen to. Okay, fine.
What do you want me to talk about in bokmål then?
No, the Rollo story is too long, so you can't do that. The blue. In bokmål. Making the color blue. We all know you need urine, okay? I gave the punchline because he's going to do it in Norwegian.
For å lage blått, så trenger du en plante som heter veid. Og veid vokser naturlig i Norge, så det ikke et problem. Problemet at du også nødt til å bruke ammoniakk for å få fargen til å sette seg. Hvis ikke, så vasker den bare ut igjen med en gang. Og vikingene fikk ammoniakk fra urin. Så du har en stor gryte med urin, og så hiver du opp i veid, og så lar du den stå i solen i 3-4 uker til det virkelig lukter vondt. Og da kan du ha oppi ulla. Og så du nødt til å varme det opp veldig forsiktig, for hvis det blir for varmt, så blir det grønt. Og hvis du varmer det opp til akkurat riktig temperatur, 70 grader Celsius, så det fortsatt grønt mens det i gryta. Men så snart du tar det ut, så vil det reagere med oksygen i lufta og bli blått. Og dette vil nesten se ut som magi for de som står og ser på.
I think all of our IQ levels just dropped massively listening to you talk. You forgot he forgot the piss pot needs to be near the fire. That does help because, well, actually, we like to store the piss pot at the far end of the village, where the dyer. Well, actually, no, the dyer goes up there too, so we don't want the dyer and the piss pot anywhere near the middle of the.
We don't really want the dyer in the village at all.
No. But unfortunately, we have to have her in the limits because the rest of Gudvangen might actually put her in a sane asylum if she sits outside the village with a piss pot and a cauldron with leaves. There you go. So anyway, if you want to know what he said, he's just basically telling you how to make blue, like if you were like a 12-year-old. And see if you could have picked out the words when you play it back. One word you can hear quite well is problema. It was easy to hear because you said it twice. And another one is urin is urine. So see if you can pick out those two words when you're bored. A little job for you. So Maria said, ooh, I was laughing when you mentioned the calendar because I have found my project. I got just another awesome idea. Maybe the one for you, perfect one for you. Oh, that's good because I can't remember what the hell I was going to make. I think it was a red Christmas cowl, but I'm not quite sure. Remind me, as I can't quite remember. I have to go back and look and see on that, actually in that group, what I said I was going to make anyway, and then I have to make it. Yeah. Yes, Maria, it's hush hush, so it's probably definitely not what I was thinking it was. Problemet at du må bruke urin. Okay, no. But yeah, let's see. The håndbevegelse er også bokmål, faktisk. Yes, your hand gestures are also in bokmål. Okay, so I can tell you what I did today because I see we're at minute 49. So this is, well, okay, now COVID positive for 9 days. Basically, had me sitting on the couch, too lazy to even look at something. So I just literally played a podcast and unparked cars on my phone in some stupid game. Nothing else. But the last 2 days I actually got a little bit more efficient. I didn't finish this, but it's a lot further. You can't really see it right now, but this that's going in there, it's actually tacked down here. It's going to go around the spine of one of these snakes. This is Sophie's hair. I spun it. And then the other snake will have on the spine this redder version. That's Greg's hair in there. Because I joked both of them. I don't know. when you're in a Viking village, you kind of forget to comb your hair, apparently. Anyway, and I'm as extremely guilty of this as anyone else. But so we sat there and brushed and got it all, picked out all the knots and everything. And there was so much hair in the end that we made a joke that, oh, I'm going to spin this. And so they're like, oh, no, all right, fine. So that's it. I spun it. And then we decided, that's it. I'm going to embroider something with it. And so we're getting there. But anyway, so the Loki snakes are almost done. This is the one that was with a really, really thin silk that Greg said, can you embroider something for me? Sure, no problem, I can do it. And then he shows up with the thinnest thread in the world. The hair is actually spun thicker than the thread for the silk. But it's getting there. It'll be done this weekend, I hope. So we can show that next week. What else did I do?
You picked it up.
Yeah, oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little thread winder.
Yeah.
I told Runa he's got to make these. It's a thread winder. So I was making these socks. I know I gotta make you socks too, and everybody socks actually. But every one of you knows getting socks for me is I'll try to make it in your size, but I'm promising nothing because I know. So I was going to make these ankle socks, but I made them just a little too wide. So then, of course, if you make them a little longer, the wider part is further up the calf and it fits better. And I had just enough, but I didn't have enough wool of it in my stash to finish the brown. So I needed yarn at home, but in Vestby, but I left almost all my yarn in Gudvangen now. So I'm digging through what I have, and I have one other skein of yarn project for me that I was going to make a hat with because the other hat sold, and now I had to make another blue hat for it. But I didn't know how much wool I would need for the hat, so I had to make a hat just to get leftover yarn to to put on these. But then, of course, I don't have enough yarn to finish it, so I was trying to find more things. I find this old bottle cover that I made to fit around a bottle at some point long time ago, I don't know. But I never used it. Don't want them anymore. So I unpicked the gray yarn from this. And now we have little nipples on the bottom of the feet. And the toes are gonna have little blue, white pieces here too. So I hope Darius likes these socks. He's gonna trade me silver for it. So.
You are still trying to convince us you don't have a foot fetish? Little nipples on the bottom of the socks.
There are little nipples on this. No, anyway, so how's about that? In order to find leftovers, you have to make another project just to finish the. So that, you know, I might have.
Am I the idiot for not getting this?
No, well, they got it. They're laughing. Anyway, but, you know, I might have been a little delirious. The COVID wasn't quite out of my system yet. I was just feeling better. Let's see, I had another thing. Oh yeah, so as I'm looking for yarn to do that, I find this other one called, I want to call it like alpha yarn or something. I have a tag for it. By the way, this is the tag for that blue yarn. People always like it, but it's an outdated color, I guess, because I got a bunch of skeins for 10 kroner each. So, but there is an Iris. That's the name of this yarn. It's, of course, I like the way Peruta called it vintage yarn, because for me it's just old yarn in the closet that I should use a long time ago. But I like that it's so old now that it's vintage. Was it this one? No, I thought I had the tag on here, but I don't. Anyway, but this is what it looks like. It's alpaca, and it's called Iris. And it's very soft, super, super soft. The reason I don't like using alpaca is because it tends to stretch a bit more. But I thought, what if I do Oslo stitch and this will become lacy, but there's so much fluff in between there that it could be kind of cool. So again, COVID delirium. I made wrist warmers with it, but they weigh nothing. They pack down to nothing. You can play with that one. I'm just finishing it off now. I have to take off my wrist warmer or my bracelets to wear this.
It's quite long.
Yeah. These will go in the shop though because it's not really my taste, but they are extremely soft and they're a lot warmer than you'd think considering how see-through they are. So you can see right through it. It's thin. And I just tightened it to my thumb, but they actually look really cool. It's like a natural wool color that shifts. So there's a shifting color in there. They're not dirty, they're shifting wool. But you can see the how light, if you can see through how light that is.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, maybe like that. But so those are going in the shop this weekend. I just have to put the little there. That's another thing I can show. Because this bugs me, but when you make a wrist warmer and I also have to weave in here. I always have one loop that's too big where I join. So if you're one of those people that has that problem, you're not alone. But it's easy to just weave a piece of yarn through the rafter. So a lot of people will, these are fitted by the way, so they go in and out. A lot of people, when they make them, they'll just leave the thumb hole like this, but this kind of bugs me because it, here and here you have a weak spot, and they always rip right there. On every single one of these I've repaired, they rip right there. But if you pick up some stitches and go around, like literally 1.5 rounds is all you need to do, it's a lot stronger. And then it takes a little bit more work to get to that weak spot. Do I have more of the fluffy yarn? Actually, I thought I gave all this to somebody because I thought there's no way I was going to needle bind with it. It was Maria that asked. So I gave her all of it I had, and when I was digging to see, I found one skein of this. So I have this much left. Do you want it? I do have some of that in a very dark purple, though. Do you want some fluffy purple? No. You were going to say something before I rudely cut you off.
No, it's like needle bind socks that I bought at the Middle Ages.
Just get it a little higher. These are cool.
Yeah.
What stitch do they use? It looks like a Faubourg.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think that it looks like Faubourg, which is like, well, 2 loops behind the thumb, but you keep 2 loops on the thumb and take 1 back, I mean. So it's kind of like
They
mom.
apparently know you, so I don't remember who, like, I didn't meet the maker of it, but the seller. Who was selling
get
it for
around.
them. So she was saying like, oh yeah, she's in the village, in the market somewhere in the middle of it.
No, I would have wanted to go to Border, but yeah, that's I live about I don't know, a 15-minute drive and a 40-minute ferry from Border. It's literally just across the fjord. So I know a lot of people that go to that market.
Yeah, it was the one in the middle of Lotte.
Oh, I have one more project then. Okay, so this I brought home actually thinking I was going to be only gone for a week. I was showing you the nettles at the beginning where it said you could pick up the nettles. If you use nettles from the previous year anyway, pick them in the spring, so the snow's kind of already redded them. Well, these were the nettles that were in the village hanging off the house all winter long, getting blown to pieces and rained on and everything. So I grabbed, I don't know, maybe like 15 to 20 branches or twigs of the nettles and peeled them. So I don't know if anyone saw this either though. To peel it, there was a really cool trick also on Pinterest is winning me lately. You stick it in a pasta machine and squish it. And instead of sitting there and beating the crap out of it, it just broke the whole thing down. So pasta maker for the nettles is a game changer. This is too much crafting for Karl. He's taking a cigarette. Okay. Anyway, but look how it's softer. It's softer than this. You have to feel that. It's way softer than the stuff we were using last year. That was fresher. So I think the wintering, I still have to, rub it to get the stuff out of it. I don't know if that shows. To get more woody bits out of it, but I'll try to card it this weekend. And then we have the toe flax. It's actually called that. It reminds me of toe lint because it looks like toe lint.
Getting more and more convinced you actually have a foot fetish.
I do not have a foot fetish. Although Karl, no. Just kidding. So when you start, I only did a little bit on the end of, I only had like one hand carder with me, not 2. So I just rubbed it across anyway, pulled it through like you would with flax. And just about this far in anyway, but a good chunk comes off always, but you can spin this too. So what I brought it back here for was to run it through the drum carder before I bring it home again. And you can see how soft that is. And then I'll spin it. But first I'm hoping running it through a drum carder will get rid of more of this, the woody stuff, the outer stuff. So, okay, now that was everything I did this week. Look at that, I did it all in 8 minutes. Okay, I have to catch up on chat. Should I be taking commissions for socks? Yes, you should. Everybody wants socks right now. I have, I think, a queue of about 6 people that want it, and if I get time, I get time. If I don't, I don't. But anyway, all I'd said was I can try to prioritize a certain color and certain size, and either they want them or they go in the shop. My embroidery! Okay, so the embroidered sheep, that I made, the sheep with the sheep.
Yeah.
I bought back 3 of them last week. The 3rd one just sold today. They sold all throughout while I was in COVID. I have to make more of those. So no, that went today. The crooked, well, the one, it was kind of crooked on the thing, but it actually, when you put it in a frame, it looks like he's climbing up a hill, so it's fine. But no, they loved it. They wanted to know if I had any other ones to choose from. But even the one that looked like a goat and an alpaca, that one sold too. And the ones that were like short, that was the one you sold. But they're kind of, they got a little bit of characteristic when their shape isn't quite right. But I do have to laugh on the commission lift though, because the ones that wrote down what they sold, sheep embroidery. One of them wrote goat embroidery, so that's not good.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, so I have to make some more of those. But it's basically, we started making those to use the wool from our sheep, and everybody wanted some. And this is back when I thought, oh no, that wool's going to be going fast. I think we still have some wool from the first season. Anyway, so what we did was I spun a bunch of washed the wool, spun the wool, whatever, and made sheep with the sheep. Yeah. So anyway, but the Vikings, they can buy them, take them out of the frame and cut around it and use it as a patch. But the tourists, they keep it in the frame. So it's quite cool. So anyway, I should catch up because we're almost out of time. We are out of time. Do I have more fluff yarn? I probably do. I have a lot of mohair, which I was going to make something with too. And it would be awesome for the project I had in mind for you. I have red, thin mohair, Marie. Will that work? And I have some red shiny stuff too.
And also know that somebody has asked you, do you have more fluff yarn? Then that virus is implanted in your head. So the next time you're in the yarn store, you're going to buy fluff yarn.
No, if I buy fluff yarn, I'll be afraid I get COVID. I'm just going.
You don't have to lick it.
Okay, I'm sorry. The look on his face. Don't. Okay. Oops. Too far down. Turning it a little bit this way again so I can see chat. Kaya said it's okay to have a foot fetish. It's a pretty common thing. Not judging. Again, the look on Karl's face. Why the hell are you sitting over there? Dork. Okay, I know what Kaya's getting for Christmas. It won't be socks, that's for sure. Big list. She says no, it needs to be white. Okay, I will dig through the stash because now that I'm in Gudvangen, I've got access to all my yarn. And when I moved it over here, I actually started I sorted it and put it, so I should be able to find it.
I should have at least one episode.
Or near gray.
Show your,
do I need more than this? Do I need more than this? It's very thin, so there's actually more yardage than you think. But this is a very light gray. I don't need more storage yet. I just need to sort stuff. Anyway, we're out of time. When are you going to come back and play with us again, Albert?
I don't know. I'm going to England next month.
Oh, you're going to go. We want to go to England. What are you going to go see there?
I'm going to meet some internet friends that I met on Twitch, and we started a Discord server, and now we've been in that Discord server for 3 years now.
Have you ever met these people before, or they're just
No.
online friends? These are kind of fun.
Yeah, so there's one Swede called that I call Hans, and then it's not his real name, but
Well, no, we got to protect the innocent.
yeah, he's not innocent, but he.
Foot fetish.
And there's 4 Brits, and there's 1 Texan,
Yeah.
and there's 1 Danish, but I haven't seen him in a while. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's coming, and then we have an Australian, and yeah. So we're going to be meeting in Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes. At the place there, and then I'm going to be there for a week, and then I'm going to Swindon to meet my family there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember you said you have family in Swindon. That's why he has such an outrageous, wonderful English accent, though. It's not quite Greg's British either.
No.
What are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, wait, we gotta get the face. There he is. You may run, but you may not hide. Karl, I'm not coming back next weekend. What are you gonna do without me?
Eat microwaveables.
Eat microwave.
Lots and lots of microwaveables.
What am I gonna do on YouTube without you?
You are going to enlist one of your goblins.
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
Yeah, but I think you only have one at that time. You might have both, I don't know.
Nah, I'll have both that time. Yeah. Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. I bought all that fabric. I have to make Viking clothes. So next weekend, my next week one might be more about sewing. Whoops, I'll turn
Yeah,
it
I
back.
might be actually sewing as I'm watching it.
So, well, there you go. Yeah, you're gonna sew while you're watching it. This is
Oh, yeah.
basically keeping each other company anyway. Okay, Maria's gonna PM me the secret idea. I will be able to see it within about an hour. I have to go pack down my office and stuff. Thank you for coming, you guys, and playing with me. 13 people are still hanging here 5 minutes on overtime. You are awesome. I'm really kind of curious to see I'm very curious to see what the heck I thought I should do. Maria she's like my to-do list lady. She remembers these things for me. Okay, bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Saturday, same time. Yeah. Okay, bye.